Hey everyone, this video is specifically for B2B advertisers who are on smaller budgets and or those who are in spaces where the volume of leads isn't super abundant. There aren't lots of leads, but typically those leads that do come in the door are of very high value. We're finding that at the time of this recording, which is December 2025, that we're having to make some seismic changes in how we approach these types of clients within our portfolio. So the major change I'll share with you that we're really focused on going into 2026 are micro conversions. And the reason being, as most of you may know, there are certain thresholds you need to meet if you want to use smart bidding within Google Ads. And in the past, in certain cases, we've used smart bidding and we found that's been effective, and sometimes it hasn't been as effective, and we've used manual bidding. What we found recently, though, is manual bidding is becoming less and less effective. We're finding diminished returns there. And what we started doing is we started making more efforts to figure out ways to get more micro conversions into accounts in order to trigger smart bidding and to use smart bidding. And the main reason that we're trying to do this is with AI changing the entire landscape of search, we believe that it's increasingly important to have exposure to smart bidding tools in order to have exposure to AI within Google and other search ecosystems. But also, as users change the way they interact with Google search, where it's not as keyword based as it used to be. Now users will put in long conversational queries into Google looking for responses, and to have your ads appear or have the opportunity to appear with some of those very long tail search terms or search queries, if you will, we think it's increasingly important that smart bidding is used. So where we thought in the past we've had the chance to get away with manual bidding a bit more, we're finding that it's harder and harder to do that. So with that said, the top 5 micro conversions that we typically use with our clients are: 1, downloads. So if you have a resource on your site that you have a user download, we want to track that. 2, newsletters. If you have a newsletter sign up, we track that as a micro conversion. 3, video views. If you have great videos, put them on your site, I would track that as well. 4, and these are the last 2 here, the 2 easier ones. If you don't have those first 3, it's simply engagement metrics. So things like someone who's visited 2 or 3 pages on your website, and or somebody who stayed 2 or 3 minutes on your website. We will track those, put them as a micro conversion, and we'll try to use those. And lastly, we will track things like a view of an important page on your site. So it might be a pricing page, it might be a contact us page, something that's a high value page. We'll track that as a micro conversion as well. All of those we find are great ways to, again, get enough conversions that you can use smart bidding within Google Ads. And the key thing to note is if you go down this path and you choose to use smart bidding with micro conversions, you cannot track all conversions equally. It'll be important that you give each conversion different values. Typically, your primary conversion, like a request a quote or a demo, will be the highest value item. And then these other items we mentioned, these micro conversions, will be of lower value. And that's important because we do not want the algorithm to be treating every conversion as the exact same. A request a quote is amazing, and it also is of much higher value than a newsletter sign up in most cases. So you don't want the algorithm to go and start now giving you lots of newsletter signups, but at the expense of lower request a quote. So keep that in mind when you are making that revision. You have to make sure that you give different values and you use a target ROAS strategy for smart bidding, and to ensure that the algorithm doesn't overcompensate and send you a lot of people who stayed on your site for 2 to 3 minutes, but you're not going to request a quote or a demo request. I hope that's helpful. It's a big strategy change we're making in our client accounts. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a note. Thanks. Cheers.